Right, so here we have the Trix Marklin gas turbine Intercity VT 11.5 or Trans-European Express, and yeah, I'm not sure whether this will be the same for the diesel version and the gas turbine version. The gas turbine version I'm opening up now is the 22202. And I just had to update the chip. The chip is a very good chip, but it's got very limited capabilities because this particular chip here is 20 years old. And as you can see there, the wiring's really beautifully done. And it's got a flexible articulated coupling system. I'm so glad it's a 21 pin chip because that means I can drop in a ESU 21 pin chip and have even better motor control and better sound, etc. So we've got the speaker here, got a big opening here. I don't know whether that's for an advanced motor system here, I'm not sure, on a more advanced model, I don't know. Got a 5-pole motor. I think it's got a bearing in there. Got LED lighting, interface board. I don't know why it's got another interface here for another chip. I'm going to take a bit of a risk on this. I'm going to drop in a Loksound 5 21 pin. See what happens anyway. Got all the advanced coupling systems. You've got to be very careful taking the body off. It's all die cast and it fits extremely snugly. And then you've got the front buffer system with the spring-loaded wires on the front that interlink on the front of the body, as you can see in this model here on the other end of the train. And you've got to manipulate those wires out when you take the body off and lift it forward up at an angle towards the front. So taking the screws out of this, I'm going to have a look inside this one now. One screw there and a screw right at the front, and then you've got to very, very carefully manipulate it's so tight fitting, it's unbelievable. Make sure I've got all the screws out. Because there is only 2 screws holding that body in. So tight. It's unbelievable what precision is involved with this body. There we go. So you crack open the seal, then very, very, very carefully lift it, and then lift, and then we've got these 2 plastic spring-loaded buffer. Take them out very slightly, and then that'll lift off. And there we have one chip controlling 2 cars, 2 motors, speaker at that end, interface board for the lighting and motor control. Hopefully an ESU chip should control this without any problems, and we'll have much better motor control as well. So that's interesting, that, because I thought there would have been another chip at this end, so it just sends a sound in series to this speaker at the other end. Wow, quite an amazing bit of engineering, that. Really impressed with that. So I don't know if it's picking it up on the camera, but the stud work, the actual rivet work on the body is absolutely, the tooling on this body is absolutely breathtaking. Because all that's metal. You've got 3 sets of fans. Even though you can only see 1 fan, you've got 3 fans on the internals there. It's so beautifully done, so beautifully painted, this model. It really is outstanding. So anyway, I'm going to drop in. I'm going to find an ESU chip now. Right, so I've just removed the 21 pin chip, installed it into a lock programmer just to see what sort of chip it is. It looked like an ESU chip with a telltale sticker on there. Anyway, scanned it, and it is, I'm gobsmacked, it is an actual ESU Loksound 3. I think it's locked to Trix Marklin though. The next stage is to, I'm going to try, well now I know an ESU chip will work in there, and talk to the other end with no problems whatsoever. I've got a choice of putting in a Lock Pilot Basic just to try it out. Got a Lock Pilot for standard one, or I'll drop in a Loksound 5 and then update the sound on it. I think that's what I'll probably end up doing actually. Right, so this has been a success. So I've installed a Lock Pilot V5 in there. Standard settings, 5-pole Marklin motor settings, and straight out the box it's all the lights are working correctly. Interior lighting is linked to the headlights, so they go on and off, that's fine. And the motor control is working accordingly and correctly at both ends, and it seems smoother as well because it's got much better electronics there controlling that motor. So that is really good. So I've just ordered an extra set of coaches. I thought I might as well offer this guy, see if I can offer him a price better than what he's got up there. He decided to give me a £10 discount, which was worked out 165 with a post for this particular set of coaches, which is these are really rare to get hold of in 2-rail. So I've ordered that, so I'll have probably, I think it's nearly a 10-car set, I think, which the motors will just about be able to do. Right, so I've got it running around now on a test run with a Lock Pilot V5, 21 pin, and it's pushing and pulling no problem with this chip. A lot smoother on the motor as well. Pulling those metal coaches. There's no ballast weight on this train at the moment because the bodies are full metal, and they act as ballast to push down on the bogies, as well as being a metal chassis anyway. So yeah, I think tomorrow I'm going to hopefully order the Loksound V5, and hopefully the sounds will be a whole lot better. Everything all round should be a lot better. So anyway, that is part A, and part B will be dropping in the chip, putting it all back together again. I had a bit of an accident with a loco actually. On this one I bent the chassis, completely bent the chassis, and what happened was I was working here and I got up and I knocked the Fast 2 light off its magnet, and the magnet and the whole light assembly fell down, hit the train, bent the chassis, dented all the platform there, and I thought that's it. I thought there's no way I'm going to be able to get this working again. But I managed to very carefully straighten the chassis small bits, you know, a couple of millimetres at a time, and I bent it back true again and got it straight without it fracturing the steel. So I'm really happy about that. Anyway, it seems to be working alright. Speed it up. I'm going quite fast actually, this train. The motoring, you can hear a bit of gear whining, which echoes through the base bore because I've got no cork underlay on this layout, which is one of the things I wish I put down when I built the layout, is a cork underlay. It sort of vibrates any motor sounds through the board, especially if it's an old motor like what's on this model. But another upgrade is the cordless motor install, which should be fairly easy to do on this model, like I did on the TGV. So anyway, that's that for now. Just going to leave this video now, and the next part B of this video will be with the Loksound, the latest Loksound gas turbine file from ESU from 2019, and put it all back together again and get it running with the new sound file and the extended set of coaches, which in the box it says don't run any more than 2 sets of add-on pack coaches because the motor, the drive system won't be able to cope pulling and pushing all the metal coaches. That's another story anyway, so thanks again for watching.